Ciao Juventini, welcome to my channel. We have a lot of content today. We'll have a quick overview of what's happened in Italy yesterday, and we'll touch base on Calvo, and we talk about the sponsor and the team. So much content again. Before we start, please follow, subscribe, comment and like the video. We enjoy the participation and the feedback of everyone. As I said before we start, one sad news: Sampdoria was relegated in third division. It's really sad because Sampdoria has been an historical team. If you remember Vialli and Mancini, Sampdoria went close to win the European Cup. Sampdoria won a championship with Vujabin Boskov. Sinisa Mihailovic was playing there. So Sampdoria always been, especially if you were in the 90s in Italy, one of the team that you like. It was a small team and grew so much. The reason is, and I'm using what Petulai used to say, was managed wrongly. It was given to be managed by people that didn't have any experience of Italian Serie B. Serie B, it's always a tough championship. You don't need quality. You need people that know how to fight, people that know how to survive. If you don't have this kind of people, it's very hard to succeed in Serie B. And lately, Sampdoria was given to Evani. I'm sure he's an amazing manager. To Mancini, and Mancini's son was the football director. People that don't have experience, Serie B experience. So this is the result. I mean, we saw last year with Pirlo. He managed to get to playoff, but Pirlo complained and said, we don't have enough team, we don't have enough players, we don't have quality players. And the relationship between team Pirlo and the manager and the dressing room was completely broken. So they kept Pirlo another 6 months, and things didn't play out as they wanted. I'm really sad because, again, it's a team that was a kind of the Cinderella of Italy. Was there, was fighting, was privately owned, and brought us so many joys. The second news about Italian football: yesterday was played Coppa Italia, Italian Cup, and won by Bologna after 60 years. Of course, an amazing recognition to Bologna. He did an amazing and very good championship this year. Most likely will arrive fifth, but he has a place in Europe winning the Coppa Italia. And the player played so well. Really was a good game. On the other hand, AC Milan was defeated, and the fact they arrived to Coppa Italia doesn't hide the fact that for AC Milan this season was awful. Really awful. They didn't have a management structure. They didn't have a good player. They changed 2 managers, and Conceição, the current manager, didn't have the management that was protecting him and giving him direction. Same thing had happened with Thiago Motta as well. But the Milan defeat is kind of given because the team hasn't performed as well. I do like Conceição. I didn't know him as a manager, but I liked him as a player, and he always put passion. He's Portuguese, he's South European, so always put passion. But definitely there is something beyond and bigger than him on this AC Milan. So AC Milan really need to be reconstructed. Let's move to Calvo. I've heard a lot of questions about Calvo. I thank you to my supporter that post this question. So I want to clarify. Apparently the official, and I read a few articles, I went to Juventus website, the official news is Calvo resign and is joining Aston Villa as a CEO. Of course, is a step up for him because he was just a commercial director, chief revenue officer at blah, 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 blah. So was a commercial director he needs to bring. So it's a great step up. From a commercial director, he became a CEO. But I've been working the corporate world for a while. What the press release says is not always the truth. Definitely, Calvo, I'm keep on saying, didn't deliver what's supposed to deliver to bring revenue and partners to Juventus. He brought Enel was 1 million a year, but he failed to bring the big sponsor. As I said in my previous video, until Elkann became president of Stellantis, and until Elkann decided Jeep had to include Juventus in his sponsorship plan, nothing were moving with Jeep. So I would give him the benefit of the doubt. I have to say that his background is, let me say, finance accounting. So if you consider the function is gonna have in Aston Villa, he might be successful because he's very good at managing different business units, like a CEO has to do. CEO has to set the vision, but doesn't need to implement. He has an MD. The CEO has to manage finance, needs to manage football, needs to manage X, needs to manage Y, logistics, etc. But he has a head of each business unit that manage this. So from that point of view, I'm sure he can do a good job. He has a good background. He worked in Barcelona, he worked for AC Milan, he worked for Philip Morris, and Arriva Bene. If you remember, he was with Agnelli and looked after the management side of things, brought him with him in Philip Morris. So I think that Calvo is gonna do well in the UK. Going back to the fact that he had an opportunity, was pushed. I mean, the corporate world, when things are not working out, you push people out. You give them enough notice, maybe 6 months notice, to get a different option. Sometimes you help them to get a different option. And it might be the case of what's happened to Calvo. We will never know. I think the corporate world is very good at keep this secret, especially when you talk management. And but this is what is happening. Calvo is leaving. This opens up to a reshape of management. Salvino said yesterday that they will keep Giuntoli. I agree. He had only 1 year to operate with all mistake, but at least he was following the diktat that Elkann gave him. So, in my opinion, there will be a new structure, new management. Maybe Giuntoli's role will be restricted. There will be someone else alongside of him. Maybe Giuntoli will focus only on the A team, on the big team, or Juventus professional team, while there will be someone else that will start looking after all the different teams. Giuntoli will focus on buy and sell players, where he is very good, and there will be someone else that establish the public relationship. There will be someone that talk to the press. There will be someone that really manage internal politics. There will be someone else that will manage the relationship with the Italian Federation. Don't forget Scavino. Don't forget Calvo. Role was a commercial director plus he had a seat with FIGC. So again, maybe they need to start split these roles and have people that really stay in this role for a while. Stay in this role and really focus on what needs to be done. And the news are that most likely Chiellini will be the one that will sit and will establish the relationship with the FIGC. Last point, I said I'll talk about the team, but I will do another video about the team because it requires a long, and we are already 9 minutes into, and I want to rant for 15-20 minutes. Last thing, I want to talk about the sponsor. The new jersey will be used in Juventus Udinese. It's been presented, as you can see now in this video, has been presented, and honestly, I like the pink, within the Juventus. But I didn't like it at the beginning because it's not structured, it's completely uneven. So it has a big stripe on one side, small stripe on the other side. But I've seen on players, and maybe because they are young, they have a good body, they are very good looking, it fits well. So I need to see, I need to get used to. But again, I want to leave you with this. That's one of the nicest jerseys we did. And we have made with the round neck collar, with our sponsor. The sponsor is coming back, and with the stripes, not full, but with the small dots and triangle here. Thank you so much for staying with me. Thank you very much for listening to my comments. A new video on the team, my reflection about the team, will coming maybe this evening. Please subscribe, comment, and follow us. Thank you very much. Ciao and Forza Juve.